Hey guys, DM Philosopher here, Matt's the name. Just going to go over my latest map pack here. So we've got a battle map for the Arcane Sanctum. So it's kind of a wizard-centric sort of location. It's got a bit of a library, it's got teleport rooms, summoning circles and something like that. So let's jump in and have a look at this map. So you've got an entranceway here. It is surrounded sort of by trees and sort of parkland and something like that. It would be located within a city, but just in terms of silence and blocking out the outside world, the wizards have placed trees around there. You've got the main entranceway here, which leads into a lobby where you can book rooms, or there's a library that surrounds this section of the building here, or you can go through into the teleportation rooms. So there's teleportation circles located in 7 different rooms, and you've got a summoning circle here, which is a much larger affair. Obviously you don't want anybody to go in there, so you'd have to book in here and have records, and they'd have to find out who you were and something like that before you were allowed access to there. The teleportation room and the summoning circle has quite a bit of security. You've got large portcullis gates here, which means that if you teleported in and you were hostile, then you'd have to break through 2 doors, 2 large heavy gates, and here we've got sleeping for 50 guards. So or it could just be your scribes sleep there if you don't want it to be quite so militarized. So you got the quarters up there, and you got a large room here sort of stocked with potions, vials, chemicals, all that type of stuff, and here we've got just a bulk secure storage, locked chests and so on like that. The library sweeps all the way around these rooms. There's little alcoves there with bookcases, and an alcove here and here with more bookcases and something like that. So this is where wizards could do studies into magical areas, or your scribes and acolytes could be learning their magic, and so on. And so that's the Arcane Sanctum. If you zoom in, you can definitely see that the detail is maintained. So when you're using this on a VTT, you can have your character tokens taking up your 5-foot squares, and the details are still perfectly visible and usable. Bearing in mind that the image that you're seeing is rendered on a 4K monitor. So imagine if you take a quarter of what you can see here, 1/4 of the screen, then that would be your 1080p resolution. So it's detailed, and it holds its detail as you zoom in. So that's the daytime gridded map. We've got the daytime gridless map, the nighttime gridded map, and the nighttime gridless map. Just as a note, with my battle maps, I do make them quite large. They're about 84 by 44, 45. Grid size large, so it's definitely sizable maps. I don't like running out of space when I'm running encounters on VTTs, because when you're dealing with any sort of leveled characters, they've got mobility on their side, whether it's wizards that are moving around, scouts that are getting around the edges and something like that. So I like to make my maps quite large. So even though, yes, you could have some map makers make a map pack for a teleport room, or they might do tiles and something like that, but that requires that effort. So that's kind of where I operate from. Then my maps come with point of view shots. So here we've got an oblique angle of the facility, just so you can get a sort of a sense of the walls and how they're laid out, and the scale of things, the height of things, and the like. And then we step into the facility. Here's the reception area, the secure room, the guards' quarters. We've got the secure facility, or the heavy gates that lead through to the teleports circle area, where you can see there's numerous doors there, and then the teleportation circle itself. Then we've got the potion or chemicals, alchemy lab type materials, and then we've got the library, which is quite busy, plenty of space there. It could be busy, it doesn't have to be busy, so I haven't occupied every desk with books and something like that, but sometimes I suppose wizards would leave a mess. And then we get to the summoning circle, so that we can summon horrible things, contact outer planes and the like. It doesn't have to be summoning, it could be whatever you choose it to be. It could be a gate, it could be contacting the outer planes and so on like that. So then we've got exactly the same shots, but just taken with a darker filter over it to emphasize the shadows, to make it look like nighttime and the like. Exactly the same angles and content, just with those filters. So you can run this encounter at different times of the day, and it sort of carries a different tone as you go through it. So that is the battle map for Arcane Sanctum. You can find that on RPG Now. I'll post a link to that underneath my YouTube clip as per usual. Otherwise, I hope when combined with my other city maps, you really have a wide variety of locations that you can be drawing upon to keep your characters occupied within a city. There's nothing worse than sort of running the same map time and time again, because that's the only map you've got. So having a variety definitely gives you comfort to run the characters through multiple environments, and it means that the characters don't get used to the same setting, same map, figuring out the same ways to take advantage of it, and so on. So otherwise, thanks for listening, and happy gaming, people.